sweet for me until I stumbled along the river and fell in. The snake's back on his feet, walking down the street. He's coming for you, but baby, I'm coming too. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for your love.
Hello, everybody. It is February 5th, 2023. I'm Drew,
I'm Tara.
and this is MELLONfights, America's #1 sibling sports and entertainment butthole inspirational or something. We're #1 in something. We're top rated MELLONfights. We're top rated.
We're top notch.
People who listen to us, I think, would probably rate us somewhere near the top.
Yeah,
Is that right?
I think so.
I think so too. We're not going to the Super Bowl or anything, or we're not #1 on Apple Podcasts, but we're, we have less views than we've ever had on TikTok. We were on fire, Tara, on Instagram.
We
They just
were.
cut us off this week. They
They
cut us
decided
off.
they didn't like us.
We had
our
Thousands of
stuff.
views for the month of January. Thus
I
far in
know.
February, hundreds of views.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on.
I mean, on TikTok we had not very many, but we had a lot of people getting mad at my LeBron take. That's for sure.
My favorite part about that was like all these men getting butthurt because you were talking about, they all like took offense to the Brown part and the basketball part, when really the
Yeah.
point of that entire clip was that women don't get horny when guys throw tantrums. Like that was the
Yes.
whole point. It just happened to be that LeBron was the guy that we were talking
Exactly.
about. The point was he acted like a little baby, and you're like, it was very unattractive.
It
That was the
so
whole point of that clip. Honestly.
I know, and they were attacking me for being a woman and said I didn't know anything about basketball and told me to stop talking about sports and told me that I couldn't make a uncontested layup. That I've never dribbled a ball before. It was insane. I'm like, I've done all of those things.
It was funny.
I did say, yeah, I'm sure if Tatum fouled me, I would probably not make my layup.
But nobody's
But-
pretending like you're the greatest basketball player on the planet, Tara. They're
No.
going to say he's the greatest of all time. I watched that video over and over again. He went
Yeah.
up so weak. He went for a
I
finger roll.
know.
Like, well, there was
I know.
traffic of 3 dudes, and then why did he go to the hoop like that? He had
Right.
space. Like the way he was, he should have finished stronger instead of some whack finger roll thing. Or just pull up for a
like I
short jumper.
said,
What are you talking about?
I
Why are-
stand by my
Why
statement.
are you defending him?
Right. I'm
I
a
hate that
LeBron
he doesn't have the
lover
most-
too.
I
I'm a
hate that he
LeBron
doesn't have the
lover.
most points in the league history in the next 2 games. I really hope he does it tomorrow or whatever. I don't know what game. I don't know when it is. He plays before he plays the Bucks on Thursday. He plays the Bucks on Thursday. I do not want it
Yeah.
because if it's against the Bucks on Thursday, it'll be either like his first or second basket is my guess.
Yeah.
Because he's about 36 points away or something like that. So he might be, he scores about 30 a night, 8 a night. So it might something early in the first quarter. That would be so annoying. But I could see him
I
doing
know.
that because Kareem played for the Lakers.
Yeah.
And Kareem played for the Bucks. It seems like he's such
Like
a
a
douche.
storyline, and the NBA
Listen,
is rigged if it happens.
It wouldn't be rigged. It just would
I
be like
know. I'm kidding.
it'd be like him making his decision. Like, cool, I'm not going to score. I'm good for the night.
Yeah, I want to do this in Milwaukee. Is it in Milwaukee?
It's in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
It's in Milwaukee, I think. So is it? Hold on. Let me double check. Milwaukee.
I think they already played in Milwaukee, so maybe it's in LA.
I don't know. About to tell you. No, it is in LA. That's right, because the next
Yeah.
2 games are both in LA for LA. So he's going to break it at home most likely
Okay.
in front of the Lakers fans against the Bucks. And if I was Kareem, I wouldn't be there. I bet you Kareem's not there. He probably doesn't give a fuck.
I don't know.
Kareem became so underrated as a baller. It's crazy. LeBron's annoying, Tara. I used to be a
Yeah.
LeBron guy. He's just become so annoying. And let's move on real quick from that because we don't need to talk about LeBron, but he's annoying. And all those dudes didn't get the point of that. Like, I don't give a shit. It wasn't, I didn't even care that it was LeBron. It was that he threw,
No,
if anybody
it was
had
the
thrown that
tantrum.
tantrum was the point.
Yeah. If
It's like, why are you
Giannis
throwing a
did that,
tantrum,
I'd
dude?
be like,
It's
yikesies.
like, dude, what are you doing? We'd be like,
Yeah.
like, that's why I like him because he doesn't do shit like that.
It was
If
so
Durant
insane.
did something like that, I'm like, what are
He
you
kept
doing?
saying that it was the passion. He had the passion,
His
and
passion
you just
always
don't know passion. It's like, okay.
Yeah, it's lame. People are so
Okay.
lame. There was actually one today, a guy got back to it and was like,
Oh, really?
look at you using LeBron's name to try to get clout in your clips. And I want to be like, homie. So I said something along the lines like,
Kelseys to get
what do you
clout,
want me to
okay?
talk about? What's his name? Wayman Galeman or whatever. Like, you want me to talk about he didn't play, had a DNP for the night? Very exciting
Right?
stuff. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
We had to talk about it. We're a sports podcast.
Yeah.
And like he and I was just like, he's like, I'm like, I don't want to fight with him. Like, we've literally done like 200 clips. It's the first time we've mentioned LeBron's name in a clip. It's not the first time in a podcast we have, because
Right.
obviously we're going to talk about LeBron when we talk about NBA. But it's the first time I've ever used him as a clip because I don't care. It's not that interesting to me. The funny part was that you said something funny. I don't care about LeBron. I don't.
I was mad. I'm like, did you not even stay for the punchline? Because
yeah, nobody even talked about how funny it was.
I
They
know.
didn't even get to like the funniest part of the clip.
I know.
Let's just stay with NBA.
Okay.
And Kyrie Irving.
Ugh.
I'm excited to talk about Kyrie Irving, but I'm more excited to talk about the Nets as a whole and how I had to hear about for the last 3 or 4 years that the Nets, they're going to do something in the playoffs.
Yep.
Fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
You NBA analysis dudes are the worst. They're the worst. They're the worst. They're the worst.
They are the worst. It's like, this is never going to work because...
Never. Because this guy's a loser.
He is. And I was like, thinking about it before like he wanted to be traded. And like we hadn't heard anything about Kyrie in a couple weeks, a couple months. And I was like, oh, something's a coming. Something's a brewing.
Hell yeah.
And something did a brew.
Do they try to trade Durant still here before the trade deadline, or they keep him? They got him for 4 more years. I'm guessing they keep him and try to build around him a little bit. He can't stay healthy though either.
No, but it's like, I think about it and I'm like, I would keep Durant and I'd try to like get some guys on his team that play team basketball the way that he seems to like to play, the way that Golden State played. Exactly. And like try to get him to,
Here's my prediction.
I don't know if he can separate his friendship with Kyrie for some reason.
Golden State doesn't re-sign Clay. Clay goes there. I like that. Ooh. That's a good combo. Clay goes there and you fill him in with a couple like bringing Chris Paul. I'm kidding. Don't bring Chris Paul. No. 2 dudes that get hurt all the time. But I like Clay there. I know he's coming off, but he's played really good this year if they don't end up keeping him because he's really expensive. So it's going to be hard for them to keep him. Right. I think he's a free agent after this year. But
well, Steph's Mr. Injury Bug this year.
He's injured every year. What are you talking about? He's literally injured every year.
And he's out again.
So basically, the Kyrie Irving trade's hilarious. It's a weird move for Mavericks. It's like I guess the idea is when Luka's not in there, he's the guy that does the same thing because he's the only other. I guess Kyrie's kind of one of the only other dudes in the league that can kind of play the way where it's like, cool, I'll just have the ball and everyone stands around like dickheads. Like,
yeah.
So it'll work, I guess, kind of, but together because they're going to be on the court together a lot too.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems, I don't know. I mean, I guess.
I have no faith in it because it's Kyrie.
I don't either.
That's my whole thing. Is like, who cares? People are trying to break down what it's going to be for the team. Like, I don't care because Kyrie, since that last year in Cleveland, has been a complete like distraction and like just disaster. That last year in Cleveland, when he fought his way out of Cleveland instead of staying with LeBron James, the greatest player of his generation.
Yeah,
he's like, I got to go do my own thing, and then he fucking fucked up the Celtics, and then he fucked up the Nets, and now he's
Nets.
gonna fuck up the Mavs. Like, why bring that guy in when you have a
Right.
star, a superstar, who is kind of like, even though he's like a little complains a lot, he's kind of likable.
Yeah.
Like Luka's kind of a
Just 'cause
likable
he's
dude
so
because he's kind of
good.
charming and he smiles a
Yeah.
lot and he's having a good time and he doesn't seem to, care about too much, except for he doesn't, he's a whiner. He's got a little bit of that
Yeah.
European soccer mentality in him. It's the NBA mentality now as a whole, but
Yeah, I just, and it sucks so much because Kyrie is such a talent. Like, his ball skills are just good. And
yep.
it sucks that in the last however many years, it's like nobody even cares about that anymore because it gets overshadowed by him just being a stupid.
Him being a stupid.
Yeah.
The vocab is hot today. Him
Hey,
being a stupid.
the vocab might really struggle today because my brains are just like.
Yeah, it's not like always top notch or anything, so today will be real good. Tara's moving tomorrow, guys. Tara's moving out of the house. Tara's moving out of the house to live alone for the first time in her life.
Mom is getting so mad at me because I keep telling people that I got kicked out.
You did.
And she's like, "It's not true," and I'm like, "Yes, it is."
Then what is she? Then
She's
what is
gonna
it
be
then?
so mad when she listens to this.
But what is it then? But what is it then? What else
She's
is
like,
it?
"I said that you could live here."
After
like,
you said only because you hurt only because you hurt Tara's feelings when you said you were kicking her out. When you gave her the ultimatum, it hurt her feelings.
Yeah.
Now you feel bad, but truly you would like Tara to move out, which is fine.
Sure.
Tara's an adult ass woman. She can go live on her own and be fine. It's going to be, I think she's going to love it. I think you're going to love it. And if you want to see mom and dad, they're fucking 30 feet away.
I know.
It would take you less time to go see mom and dad than it would be for me to go to the fucking local Walgreens.
Yeah, it would.
Like, easier, even though I think it's closer.
Oh yeah, because it'd take 2 seconds.
Yeah, I gotta go through some stoplights and shit.
What
I guess
sucks,
you'll have 2
though,
stoplights.
I have one stoplight. What sucks though is I don't think they want me to keep too much stuff here, so I have to take a lot of stuff over there.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, you don't have to move it all tomorrow. That's the one thing. Like, you were talking about moving. It's like, yeah, sure, get the major stuff, and then kind of over the next. That's the nice thing about. That's what you guys should take advantage of. The fact that you're super close. You shouldn't have to worry about hustling stuff over.
Well, it's just that I work the rest of the week.
That's fine.
So.
Get the major shit. But then there's certain things you're like, I'll get the final stuff throughout the week. Like, randomly, I'll stop by and pick up something. It's not that big a deal.
I'm so worried about moving the big stuff.
Why am I not there then? I don't understand it.
I don't know.
I said, hey, do you need my help? No? Okay.
Well,
I've been told I'm not needed.
Well, I'm sure we can do it. It's just like it's gonna be heavier than I want it to be.
I thought you guys had help. Dad was acting like there was gonna be help, so I was like, okay.
On a Monday?
I don't know. I don't understand why I'm not coming then. Do I need to come?
No, we can talk off air, but no, you're good. It's just gonna take forever.
We can talk on air. Who cares? That's what we are. We're not hiding anything. Back to the NBA real quick. We weren't done with it. Got sidetracked.
We just got sidetracked.
I just want to talk up the Bucks a little bit. Giannis is an absolute fire. 50 points, 40 points, 50 or 41 points, 54 points, I think. He's like second highest career points total of his career. There's a lot of redundancy in that. And then last night he had like a 34-point triple-double. And the Bucks have won 7 in a row, and they have the second best record in the league. Tied. Well, I guess technically it's the third best because 2 teams are tied with the first best. But I was listening to an NBA thing yesterday, and they were talking about how the Bucks are like, they're worried about the Bucks. I just don't get it. The Bucks have not been healthy all year, and they're finally getting healthy. And Middleton's playing better and better every game, more minutes every game. Giannis is like far more comfortable when Middleton's there. He just is like psyched to have Middleton. Look how good he's played.
Talk about somebody who's, like, super underrated is Chris Middleton. He's a fucking
Absolutely.
stud, and,
They
like
win that. They win the NBA championship last year with him. They just do.
oh, yes.
They beat the Celtics, no problem. And
Yes.
then I think they beat the. I don't think the Warriors would have had any sort of answer for Giannis.
No
They wouldn't
way.
have known what Draymond Green's going to stop him. Stop.
No.
Stop.
That
Come
wouldn't
on,
happen.
Looney. Stop. Fuck off.
Oh, no, they totally would've won. It just sucked that Chris went down.
Well, I just want to give you a couple things here.
Yeah, let's hear it.
As far as like, because they have a great record now, but the record was just okay there for a minute. But here, Bucks against 500 and above teams are 21-10. They have more wins above 500 and above. Hold on, let me say this better. I'm stuttering. The Bucks have more wins against 500 and above teams than any other team in the league right now. 21.
Yeah.
Celtics are second with 20. And then they're 15-7 against below 500, which means they have actually a worse winning percentage against those. And that's because most of the time they're like, fuck it. And they play their scrubs against shitty teams. They've been doing that this year to give their guys a little bit of a rest, to give Giannis a rest. They're not going full out on these dudes. But in the big games against teams with winning records, 21-10, which is, I'm sorry. And then last year, they only had 24. They were 24-25 against teams with 500 wins. They actually had a losing record last year. So what's that tell you? They're fucking good.
They are good.
Everyone's like people are acting like they're in trouble. I'm like, no, they're just not. They're just not. I haven't been worried about them. They do a lot of dumb shit.
Yep.
And a lot of times like, oh man, they fuck it up late in games. But check this stat out. In 3-point games or less, Bucks are 5-0. They have not lost a game that's been decided within 3 games. So when they lose, they get their ass beat. In the playoffs, games are usually close. And the Bucks are built for the playoffs because they have awesome defense when it comes down to crunch time. They played really shitty at the end of the game the other day where they almost lost to the Clippers. They kept turning the ball over, but the Clippers didn't score their last 7 possessions because their defense just turned on and they don't get good shots off. I have no worry about the Bucks are built for the playoffs. That defense is great for the playoffs. I am not worried about the Bucks. I think they're the favorite still. That's my take.
Yeah.
That was the most NBA analysis I've ever done on this podcast.
It was good. I liked it because I haven't been able to watch too many of the games because I work at night. But man, when I see clips and I catch up on my Bucks, I'm like, they look freaking good and they're exciting. They're a fun team to watch, and I really want to go see them live. I want to see a live sporting event this year.
Right. Well, everyone's talking about how they need to trade for guys like Crowder and things like that, and they're like, oh, they're really going to go do it with Grayson Allen and Pat Connaughton. Like, well, Pat Connaughton's an NBA champion. Yeah. Pat Connaughton is one of the major reasons they won a championship. And Allen Crowder was questionable last postseason, but he also puts up a lot of good regular season minutes, eats a bunch of minutes up, and keeps guys healthy. It's helping with these wins. So I would rather have him over Crowder any day of the week. Crowder did nothing in the playoffs last year.
To me.
He is. I have no interest in him.
I never get it. I'm like, okay. I feel like he never wins the chip. Like, he'll be on the teams. He might be the kiss of death.
Yeah.
We don't want him.
No, we don't. Here's the thing is, it'd be the same as last year's trade when they decided, let's trade DiVincenzo, who's been really nice for the Warriors this year. A guy who would get minutes this year and play relevant minutes this year for the Bucks. Instead, they traded him for Ibaka, who they played basically no minutes in the playoffs last year.
No.
He was unplayable. And I think Crowder would be the exact same thing. The dude hasn't played all season. You're going to bring in a guy that hasn't played a minute this year and hopefully he's ready for the playoffs? Fuck off.
Yeah.
It's the same as acting like the Nets were going to do. It's like they have this fake shit in their head because they hear people say it and it becomes almost fact.
Exactly.
And they don't watch what's happening. Drives me nuts.
No.
Fired up.
Analyze what's in front of you, like not like what you thought going into the season. It was
not what you imagined. Yeah. Just so you can be right from before.
Right.
What the fuck is what's the point of that? Like, see what happens. Like, oh, maybe I was wrong about that. Look for red flags. Like, oh, I was wrong. I'm trying to think what we were maybe wrong about this year. I don't know. I think most of it's playing out the way I thought it would. I thought the Celtics might tail off a little bit in the second half of the season. I don't know that they really have. They've been pretty solid. but as a whole, I don't know, man. It's weird. I like the Bucks. I know it's homer. Technically, it's a homer pick. I know that sounds like a homer pick, but it also means I've watched more Bucks than any of these guys can even pretend like they did. And I haven't even
Right.
watched it that much this year because I don't have
Bally's.
I don't have the Game Pass, but the games I do watch, which is a lot still. Homer pick. You got any NBA takes? Any Kyrie takes?
Nope, not really. Other than what we kind of already talked about. When I heard it, I wasn't surprised.
No.
It was just stupid.
Yeah, it's not that interesting to me.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
not
like,
that
okay, where is
interesting.
he? And I'm like, because I was talking to dad about it a little bit, and I guess like they were working on his contract in New Jersey, Jesus, in Brooklyn,
Yeah,
and something was in it that he didn't like. So then he's like, I need a trade. It's like, God,
absolutely. Well, that people are like, well, I think maybe he's just trying to get use it as leverage, and they'll sign him. It's like, why? Just get rid of his ass if someone's willing to take him. I can't believe he can go to the Lakers. I don't think LeBron really wants him there. I don't buy that he wants him there.
no. Well,
And by
because
the way,
then
they didn't get that much for him. They
no,
got a future number. They got like a 2029 first round pick, which I thought was weird. It's so far off,
yeah,
and like 2 second round picks. It was weird. It's like, why would anyone want him? I
yeah,
guess I guess they didn't give a ton up for him. Is maybe their thought process there, and if they're just like fuck it, and they just don't like this is Luca's team anyway, so
right.
we'll try this, and if it doesn't work out, fuck it.
Because it's like a short term, pretty much. It's like this year,
Yeah, it might be next year too. They might be able to have next year.
maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not
but it's
positive,
like short
but
term. So I
they
guess
didn't really have
try
to give
it
up that much,
and maybe see like what if a player like that works with Luca, or if they have to go in a different direction, or
Right,
I don't know.
right. Um, that's
I don't
hoops.
think.
That's
Yeah,
what?
we
No,
hooped
what were
it.
you say?
I was just gonna talk about the 76ers,
No,
where
go ahead. They're good. They're
they're
good.
doing good, but I just feel like they'll crumble in the end because I feel like what's his face, James Harden, I think was talking about how people aren't saying it was good that he took less money or something like that, and it's like, well, bro, what were you gonna like? You should have taken less money because you literally broke two teams that you were on before where you didn't want to
Yeah.
play, so you stopped playing hard.
Yeah, if you were in a different business, people would you'd be like
Yeah,
unhireable.
yeah,
They'd be like they'd check their references like, oh, what's up with this dude? They go like, yeah, he sucks. Like, yeah, he's good
yeah,
at what he does, but we can't depend on him.
right.
Like, what are we talking about?
So it's like, yeah,
Like,
dude,
that's a
people
real
aren't.
thing that happens in all jobs.
Yeah. That's why people aren't like, "Yeah, man, like you gave a discount." It's like, "No, you're lucky that you got paid because you fucked over two other teams and like were a little whiner baby and wanted
Whiner baby,
out."
whiner baby. Tara, do you have a take on the West? Who's good? Who's going to win the West? Who's good in the West?
The Kings?
Like, I get the Nuggets have the best record, but I just don't trust them in the playoffs. They haven't done it. They can't win it. They haven't won in the playoffs yet.
Yeah.
And the Warriors, obviously are like the team that does win in the playoffs, but I can't trust them.
Mm-mm.
Clippers, can't trust them. Is it the Grizzlies? Are the Grizzlies going to have that jump? I think it could be the Grizzlies.
How are the Pelicans doing?
They're
I
they
know
lost
was
had
Zion
lost
was
10.
hurt, right?
They had lost 10 in a row until they
Yeah.
beat the Lakers the other night. So right now they're the 10th team in.
Mm.
They need Zion back, and Ingram was out hurt too, and he's back. So they were when they're healthy, they're good, but can they
Yeah.
stay healthy? That's the thing is the teams in the East, Boston, Milwaukee, 76ers, even Cleveland's probably similar to Memphis, I would say. In fact that they have the very similar record, where they're young teams that are like I could see making that jump to the next level. But the West just doesn't have. I think Grizzlies might be the best bet. Maybe
Yeah.
the Nuggets. If the Nuggets are healthy, I like them. To be fair, if the Nuggets are healthy, I do like them.
Mm-hmm.
If they can stay healthy with what's his name. Tara, do you have questions for me?
Yeah.
Hard hitters. By the way, Tara, I think you should watch. I did want to talk about it still. I think you should watch Top Gun Maverick because then it gives me Miranda won't let me watch it. So I think Top Gun Maverick's your next movie. Please.
Okay.
You'll
Or
sneak
The
it in.
Big Lebowski.
Huh?
Or
The Big Lebowski?
Yeah,
Why
I
do you
haven't
want to watch
seen
that?
that. Kind
Oh,
of
do you want to watch
because
it?
kind of. I just think
Is
it's
it
one that
available
people
anywhere? I think it's
I
on
don't know.
HBO Max.
I think it's one that people love.
I think it is one that people love.
And like
I could see you not loving, but also I could see you loving at the same time.
so I think that one might be a
You might
good
have to
one.
buy it, but that's okay. It looks like it's $4 on. Oh, check HBO first.
Okay.
Because sometimes this isn't right.
Yeah. I feel
but
like sometimes it doesn't say what's on HBO because I think the last movie you had me watch was on HBO.
Oh, the Bond movies.
Yeah,
Were on
and it
HBO.
didn't say it.
Yeah.
All
Watch
right.
Big Lebowski. Watch Big
Mhm.
Lebowski. That's a good one. That's a very good one. That'll be your second Coen Brothers movie in a while.
What's the other one?
Fargo. I had you
Okay.
watch. And then did I have you watch No Country for Old Men on this for this? Or had you already seen it?
No. We watched it together in our first apartment.
Oh, back in the day.
Back in
God
the day.
dang.
This will be my first movie that I watch at my new home.
There you go. Or you could watch Terry, you could watch something else. Can I tell you something? She's the Man is available on something. I saw it today.
Oh my god. I will definitely be watching
I don't remember what it was on.
Well, if it's
but I saw
Netflix,
it.
can't
It was- it
watch
might have
that
been-
because Netflix ain't going to allow that.
No, they didn't get rid of it. They walked that back, so that's not
Did
happening.
they?
Yeah, it's not happening yet.
Because
said,
were
"Oh, we're not."
people losing their
If you're like, what the
minds?
fuck are you talking about? I could see us canceling it. I don't give a fuck.
Oh
about
yeah.
it.
I don't even Netflix that much.
It's on Paramount. It's on Paramount. She's the Man.
Perfect.
So
Perfect. I was just watching Paramount because I had to watch Are You the One question mark before
yeah,
this.
how'd that go?
It was good.
It's good. It is good, right?
Yeah. And the
The-
game
you-
part though is such a
It's
bummer
so
because it's so
boring.
boring.
I don't
They need to do
understand
physical
it.
challenges. Everyone wants a physical challenge that's
They
funny.
want the bodies
and-
rubbing up on each other. We want them have to work as a team. That was part
Yeah.
of it. You had them work as a
Yeah.
team. What are we doing?
Exactly.
so
Instead,
stupid.
it's just like these are 3 things that.
They really fucked up some of the good stuff. They need to bring me in as executive producer,
Yeah.
and I can change and fix. I could fix it so fast.
And
You
I
know,
can
they can leave
host.
the love stuff. They cover that all good. They do a good job with all of
Yes.
that. Like
They do.
the partying and hanging out. That's all fine. But as far as the game goes and all of that, and that production needs to
And
be
the
fucking
truth
amped
booth
back up.
is terrible.
Truth Booth needs to be better. At least this time they made us wait for a half a
Yeah.
second when they showed it.
Yeah.
And then the lasers now do a different song, and then instead of like going "Goosh," like a loud
yeah.
clunking noise, like all the power is turning on,
Yeah.
it goes like zing. I'm like, shut up.
Mm-hmm. And
Dumb
like, and at the ceremony when the beams, and then when it ends, and then
Yeah.
it kind of like that's kind of like
Yeah,
get,
they used to do a noise where it was like boo.
yeah,
Like it
and
powered
then
down. They
Yes.
they fucked it up, Tara.
it's so
I'm gonna
bad because
fix it.
I even feel like the people on the show are confused when it is over.
Yeah, they don't even know it's done. Like,
They're
wait, is it done?
Yeah. Oh, it's not.
And the beams don't point. They're better when they point straight up.
Yep.
Now they're they got too fucking cutesy with shit and they ruined
And
it.
they need to have it where it rains too when they're
Yeah, that was
doing
always
it.
the best when it rained. It always looked so cool when it was raining.
Yeah.
Get back to the goddamn jungle. Get it raining.
Yes. Get it raining.
Yeah.
They must not have like anywhere to do like the beach games like they did before.
Pool.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yard.
We talked about the pool. Yes.
Pool or yard.
Never mind. Yes.
They could do it anywhere, Tara. They have the whole
Please don't.
place. The whole fucking...
You're right.
They just let them run wild. What are we talking
You're
about?
right. You're right. You're right.
They're just lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's... If you guys aren't watching Are You the One? Watch the old ones first.
Yes.
They're better. They're better. This host sucks too. I stand by it.
She's so boring.
She's so boring. The other two were so much better.
I know.
Like Terrence J bummed me out when they went to him, but then he was a really great host because he was like into it.
Yep.
She's just like so boring and so monotone.
She's just like monotone. Yes. It's like
Yeah,
you should be.
It's like, come on.
Mm-mm. All right. Are you ready for some hard hitters?
No, we
Oh.
were talking about that. I want to keep talking about like entertainment stuff.
Oh,
So
okay.
we watched that, but then we've also started watching Poker Face. Um, we
Oh, with
watched Poker.
Natasha Leone or whatever.
Yeah,
Leone.
whatever her name is.
Yeah.
I don't always. I always find like because of I find her to be a little annoying, like her too cool for school attitude. So I didn't think I was gonna like Poker Face, and I'm not saying I love Poker Face, but as far as her, what's her name? Natasha
The
Lenone?
Leone. Leone.
Natasha Leone? What's her name?
Mhm.
Natasha Lenone?
Leone.
She's awesome in it. She's very, very good in it. She's the reason the show works at all. Like she's very charming in it. She's funny in it. Like it's the cool, like she's not as cool for school as she always is. She's a little more eccentric in this one.
Sure.
It's kind of like Monk. It's kind of like you're
Oh,
watching Monk slash Columbo sort of vibe,
fun.
you know? Where you actually see the murder and you know who killed the person in each episode. It's each episode has a different
Oh,
murder
it's
in it.
episodic. I like that.
Yeah. There's like a running thing that starts
Yeah.
off with one story. She's kind of like on the run after that. Um, but then really you're just trying to see how she figured out the murder. You're just going to see how she saw. You're kind of even though you already instead of figuring out the mystery, you get to see how she figured out like what clues she finds to solve it, which is kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But as a whole, it feels like I'm watching a TBS or TNT show. People are talking about like it's like excellent show, but as far as like I guess we'll probably prestige TV, and really just feels like a nice TBS or TNT, great bingeable show. Like if it was
What
on,
channel
like
or what is
it's
it
on
on?
Peacock. It's on Peacock. So there's
Mm,
there's some commercials in it here, but it's not bad. It moves
okay.
quick. They're like not bad. It hasn't bothered us at all. The
Okay.
first couple did. Now it just again, I treat it like I'm watching. I kind of fuck around when I'm on it because it's not that important. And it's honestly it's like watching a little binge. I think there's 5 episodes up already. It's like watching like a TBS Monk marathon. Is that what TBS or was it Spike TV, whatever it was on?
Monk was on USA.
Exactly. Doesn't matter. They're all the
Right.
same. But that's what it feels like. But it's good. It's
Yeah.
good. It's like fun to watch. There's stuff about it. I'm like, this is so stupid. But then it like some of the, normal like cliches that you would think are gonna happen don't. It surprises you a little bit here and there. Like it's like, oh, that was cool. That was a cool way to do that. I'm surprised it ended up going that way. It was kind of cool. So
All right.
the first episode has Adrian Brody in it, and he's really good in it. And what's his name? I'm blanking all of a sudden. From I think he was in NYPD Blue originally, and he was in Miss Congeniality.
Oh.
The other detective. Why am I blanking on his name? He's a cool dude.
What's his name?
Yeah, Tara, what is his name?
Is it like Brandon?
Yeah. It's
Braff?
Benjamin Bratt.
Benjamin Bratt.
He's good in it. It's definitely a solid show. It's a solid
All
show.
right. I'm in.
Worth watching, I'd say.
I'm looking
Is it
for
the
a new
best
binger.
show ever? No. But it's very watchable. Like I think it's cool. And like she's really funny in it. She's good in it.
Mom
So
and
if you guys are
Dad.
looking for a show that's kind of like it's like for being about murder, it's a pretty light watch. Again, like Monk and shit like that.
Yeah.
So it's like technically solving a murder, but it's kind of in a fun, silly way. I'm trying
Mom
to
and
think.
Dad binged White Lotus in a day.
Oh, the newest season or the?
Yeah.
It's a good. Did they like it?
Yeah. Mom was pretty much like Uncle Rico's dad, and it was driving her crazy.
It's true. He's dad, especially season
I
1.
know. She was.
Did they
just
watch
like,
season 1? They binged season 1 too, or?
I think they'd seen it already,
Oh,
but I don't know.
because in season 1 he's far more dad. He's barely in
I know.
season 2.
Mm-hmm.
He's in like the first couple episodes, and then he's out of there.
Yeah.
No spoilers here. Don't worry. No, don't worry. Hold on. Yeah. So watch that. We also watched Tar last night. Tar.
TAR.
TAR. It's got Kate Blanchett in it.
Okay.
She's nominated. It's nominated for Best Picture. She's nominated for Best Actress. I think she's probably gonna win Best Actress. She's very good in it. It's a little bit about cancel culture. She's like a conductor at Juilliard. She like teaches at Juilliard. She's a conductor in Germany. It's good. It was interesting. Weren't, Miranda wasn't super into it at first because like they were talking about all this musical stuff that she's like, I don't know what any of this means. It's over my head. I'm like, that's not the point. Don't worry about that. I was trying to explain. It's like when you watch Succession, I don't know any of that business shit. Like, but then you start to. It's not really about that. It's really about the relationships between the people in the show. The words almost become. I said it's like kind of watching Shakespeare, where you don't really know what's going on at first. You got to almost like teach your brain,
right,
and use context clues type of thing when it's not like the world you live in. So that's my take. Tar, not for everybody, but we ended up liking it. I don't know if you would like it or not, Tara. You might actually be one of those things you can't turn off, where the whole thing's a Tara moment. Honestly, it might be one of those.
Mm-hmm.
So, don't watch Tar.
Don't watch Tar.
But we're gonna watch Triangle of Sadness next. We watched showed her half of the trailer. If you're not familiar, that's also up for it, and it's a bunch of rich people on a yacht that are rich for multiple reasons, and that part's fun. But then they get shipwrecked, and the power dynamic shifts a little bit.
Yeah,
comedy, dark comedy.
Oh, it's a comedy.
Dark comedy. Yeah.
Okay.
We will be watching that at some point this week. Maybe if some listeners want to watch that and weigh in on it, and I'll talk about it next week. Or maybe that's what we'll have to do, is watch a new movie every once in a while with each other, Tara, so we can come back to it and see what we both thought of it.
Sure.
So yeah, do you have anything in entertainment, movies or TV that you wanted to throw out there?
No, not really. I haven't watched anything this week because all I've been doing is
packing.
So I haven't really done too much entertainment stuff other than watching some live music.
What'd you go see live?
They're called the Foo Foo Dolls, and they're like a 90s alt rock cover band. And one of the guys from the Trinity James and Big Bad, the first rendition, the Bon Jovi rendition, was in it. Paul. He was the guitar player.
The guitar player.
And he kind of smiled a lot.
Yeah, I remember Paul.
And then one of Joel's coworkers was the drummer, and he was actually very, very good.
That's cool.
And it was fun, but I knew some of the songs, didn't know others, and Sarah and I were like dancing and headbanging up close, and my ears when we left were so messed up, and I was like, man, I hate this. Well, then, like, for some reason, when Dad talks, he sounds like he has a lisp to me now, and it's like freaking me out. Because my ears are messed up.
Oh, from yesterday.
Because I'm like
it's not Dad for real having a lisp. It's just,
I don't know. Like, no one else seems to think he does, but I went to sleep, and like Mom kind of had one yesterday too. And then I went. No, you don't. And then I went to sleep, and the TV was on, and I was feeling like, oh gosh, I feel like I can hear it with the TV. So I turned that off because I just couldn't handle it. And when I woke up this morning, Dad still sounded like he had a lisp, and he still does. It's like his S's are really strange. It's almost like he's like the grandpa from Hey Arnold, and it's like freaking me out. And I hate it. And I'm like, are you sure no one else hears this? Because every time there's an S in the word, I'm like, ugh.
Do you think you love Dad less because he has a lisp now?
No, I was worried that he was like having a stroke
or something.
Yeah.
Jesus, Tara. We should get him on and see if he has a lisp.
I know.
Bring him down. Dad, let me hear your lisp. Would you love him less?
No, but do you want me to go? Do you want me? I know you would.
Yeah, let's test him out. Bring him in.
Okay,
bring him in. Bring him down.
Hold on. Oh no.
I just want to hear if you're imagining things.
Okay, riff.
I will definitely riff. I got tons of things to talk about. Do I have a lot of things to talk about? Not really. Uh, so I went and got breakfast today. Miranda and I went and got breakfast. First of all, breakfast places give you so much food for such a little amount of money. It seems like if you go to breakfast, like a fancy breakfast spot, and it's a really very expensive, you're doing breakfast wrong because breakfast is so cheap to make. It's like eggs and bread and like pancake mix. It costs nothing to make it. So people, if you go to a place that charges a lot for breakfast, you can go to a good place. Like, I'm not saying don't go to a place that makes cool, good breakfast, but if they're charging a lot, they're dickheads. Don't go there. But anyway, so that's part of it. I ate a ton of it. I basically had to poop instantly afterwards. And then, but the point was this: our waitress was so good and so nice. Like, service makes such a difference if you're just kind and like.
Oh, really?
It's like it just makes your eating experience so much better. My dad's here. That's all there is. Good service is good. What's up, Pop?
What's up? What's up with you? There's nothing wrong.
No, don't fuck around. She told you what it was about.
Yeah,
Pop. What do you think of Tara thinking you have a lisp now?
I think she's nuts. I mean, she thought the TV had a lisp. So now I feel like I'm talking with a lisp. It's hard not to.
Are you talking normal or not? I can't tell. Are you trying to talk normal or not?
Yeah, I'm talking. I was goofing around there a little bit.
But... Let me see if I can get a quick take from you so I can hear you talk like a bunch in a row. What do you think about the Kyrie trade?
I kind of, for the Mavs, think it's kind of a interesting move because they got Doncic and he just isn't enough to do it. And I think that they could be an interesting team with him, but sure. he's gonna implode like he always does, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, well, my take was like they didn't give a ton away for him. They got a couple dudes that don't really matter. A 2029 first round pick, that's so far off. You know, they could get that back at some point. And a couple second round picks. I say why not? And then if it's implode, just like see it. What's the big deal? You didn't lose a lot for it.
Yeah.
But just having one more dude that can score could be good for him. But I also don't trust Kyrie to ever act accordingly.
They might have a couple of times where we're like, oh, this is real, but he did that with Brooklyn, we thought, oh,
at points this year they win this.
Yeah, they're going to win this thing. And then, but yeah, he's that guy, you can't trust him. Yeah. But I think it'll be fun. I think it was a fun move for me anyway.
It's interesting. It makes the Nets very almost like, what's the point? I guess. I don't know.
Well, I heard that. Did you hear Phoenix put out that they're interested in Durant?
Oh, wow. So are the Nets just going to have to... I feel like the Nets didn't get enough back for him. Like, that's not going to make him any better.
Right.
Like, trade, I don't know. It'll be interesting. Is that what the Suns said? They're trading for Durant?
Well, they said they...
Or they want to?
They want to. And the thing is, they're trying to dump Chris Paul's contract. So, I could see...
So they'd have to give some... I just don't see... The Nets would be... I don't think the Nets can get enough back for him. I don't see it happening. They just won't have enough... They need, if they're going to do that, they need to rebuild completely, which would mean they need really nice first round picks, and they're just not going to get that from the Suns. Like, they'll be late first round picks. I don't think they have other picks to give them that they have from other people either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I see with Durant, what happens if he says tomorrow, then, hey, guess what? I want to be traded too by the deadline.
Yeah, I think he has a little less. He has 4 years left. I don't think they will trade him.
Why they shouldn't, but if he demand, I could see with Kyrie, it's like, I'm kind of glad you wanted us to get rid of you. Right. That's what they were probably thinking.
Where Durant, they want him. They want him there because when he's healthy, he plays hard and he's not really a distract. He just plays ball. He's not the type of guy that I feel like that's going to sit out because he wants to play basketball, but he'll still say he's pissed.
Yeah,
anyway.
He's a baller. So anyway, I'm not slurring, am I?
So. You talk like you talk and you do. It's nothing new. Like, I think since, you were sick, you have a little bit, you started talking different, obviously, because it was throat shit and mouth shit. So I think it's just.
And Tara just realizing that now?
Huh?
Tara
sounds the same as it always. It sounds like it sounds.
Yeah.
I think you get a little wetness to your S's. It's not a slur.
Well, that's what I even told her. I said, I've been starting to get some slobber in my mouth, I guess is what
Yeah.
as I, go as age goes on here. I don't know if it's an age thing or if it has something to do with the throat stuff.
Probably a little both.
Yeah.
Probably a little
But-
both. No slurring though.
But she was freaking out till last night. And it's like, then I start thinking it. I was laying in bed.
No, she's dumb. She's dumb and probably was drunk. Was she drinking?
No, not, well, she was, but not that much. I had a few more than normal. So I had probably 5 or 6.
So you probably had a little drunk slur going
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Shut up. Get her. She's an idiot.
Well, she says I still have it this
You do.
morning, though.
I'm
No, starting to
this
think-
is what
now.
I'm starting
This
to
is
think
what
I don't
Dad
know what to do
sounds
with my freaking tongue when I'm talking. Now I'm like, blah, 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 blah.
this is what you sound like. This is what you always sound like, and it's not any different. So
Yeah.
you're good. You're cool. You're chill.
All right, cool.
Put the. Are you? Oh, real quick. Do we hope that LeBron breaks the record this next game before he plays? We don't want him to do it against the Bucks, right?
Well, doesn't he need 63?
No, he scored. He scored like 20 something. He's like 36 away.
Oh, okay.
So he would need to have a huge game or have a normal game and then break it like probably in the first half of that Bucks game.
Yeah, I would like to see him. Well, I'm sure Kareem's. Is it at home?
It's the next 2 games are both in LA.
Okay. Well, either way then. So they'll probably have Kareem there for both of them. I heard he was thinking about coming. I don't know. He doesn't.
I could see LeBron not trying to score as many tomorrow and then or tonight. I don't know when their next game is, and then trying to break it against break it on the team he played for and against the other team he played for.
Yeah.
He likes optics like that because he's a douche.
Douche.
Put Tara back on.
I still haven't
No,
seen
what are you gonna say?
I still haven't seen his big crybaby situation he had.
Watch it.
It's not worth watching.
Okay.
He's in
There you go. All right.
Love
here's
you, Pop.
Tara back. Yep. Love you. Bye.
So just hearing ghosts.
You should get him to the doctor immediately.
Really?
No, he sounds
Oh.
exactly how he always sounds. That's what he sounds like, Tara.
No.
He always has that little when he talks. It's just wet mouth.
Well, I'm just hearing it.
He's
Then
Saliva Jackson.
then maybe it cleared
I
out
asked
my
if you were
ears.
drunk last night.
No,
I think it's a
no.
combo of many things, and you're also a hypochondriac, so you probably can project that on other people too. Agreed? That you're a
So now
hypochondriac?
yes.
So I think you're also projecting that on him.
So now he's
Like you're
thinking
you're creating like sickness out of it. No, that you are imagining. Hypochondriacs imagine shit. You're imagining it now about him.
Oh, maybe.
Not that he's doing it. It's that you.
It sounds so
projecting it.
different to me, though.
Not at all.
All right.
What do you got for me?
Okay. So, which world would you rather live in? Harry
Well, hold
Potter
on.
or
You're not going to intro the.
Oh. These are the hard-hitting questions from Tara.
I hate you. Tara's hard hitting questions.
Tara's hard-hitting questions. Question number 1. Which would you rather live in? The Harry Potter world or the Twilight world? Not just like you have to hang out with like the Harry Potter people that exist
there.
or the Twilight people that exist, and you can be a wizard or a vampire or a werewolf or whatever.
I think like the magic world's a little cooler than the vampire world.
Mhm.
Like I don't even think it's close. But I think the females in Twilight are more attractive. Because they're not
Okay.
little kids, I guess. Harry Potter all is a bunch of little kids.
Well, they
You know what I
started
mean?
to grow up.
I guess. I guess Harry Potter is far more fun world.
Yeah.
Twilight's lame as fuck. I don't even think that's a hard question, honestly.
All
It's
right.
Harry Potter world. Like you'd have powers. Do I have powers or am I a muggle?
I'd say you have powers.
I am.
You're a
Like
wizard.
I get to hang out.
You're a
I get
wizard,
to hang out at
bro.
Hogwarts.
Yeah.
I'm at Hogwarts and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not even close. Or I could be a vampire or a werewolf, but like the lamest version of them. Yeah, I'm gonna be in I'm gonna be in the Harry Potter world.
Okay.
I like that you chose 2 things I don't give a shit about. That was smart. That was
Yeah.
a good call. What's next?
Okay, this asked Mom if she had any hard-hitting questions for you,
Oh wow.
and this was hers. Rate this from 1 to 3 of what you'd like to do the most to the least.
Okay.
1 or A, Bachfest with Dad, B, floating down the Sugar River, or C, a Badger tailgate.
Oh wow. That's a good. So for those who don't know, Bachfest is a uh, annual festival in Madison at Capitol Brewery where they release their blonde Doppelbock every year. And they like throw a fish off the roof and stuff like that. They used to throw a real one. Now they throw a fake one. It's not as fun, but it's usually pretty cold and you just have beer and have a good time. It's always at the end of February into March area. I think it's always the last week of February.
Yeah.
Just floating down the Sugar River, just floating down a river in a tube, drinking beer. And then what was the last one?
Badger tailgate.
A Badger tailgate. Yeah, I haven't been to a Badger tailgate in 3 years. And I've been to Bachfest in 3 years.
COVID.
This is tough. I'm gonna say floating down the river. I love floating down the river.
I knew that would be your number one.
It's my favorite thing.
Yes.
I just think it's the best. Mom doesn't like it as much. I like to do it with fewer. I like when we go as a fan, but I like to do it with like 2 people or 3 people. I feel like that's actually the perfect amount. I think once you get bigger than that, it's almost too many.
Yeah.
It's almost too many people with opinions and shit. When there's 2 or 3 or less, nobody gives a fuck about shit. He's kind of like, oh, I don't know. Once you start getting a bigger group, there's too many opinions.
When
but it's still fun.
Like, I don't like.
I still like
too,
it.
Too many people.
When it's too many, it's way bad.
Then you have to like start worrying about who you're gonna tie off with, and like,
right.
you want to have like.
You're a group.
Go ahead.
Unless you're a group of like kids in your 20s.
Sure.
Unless it's like your friend group.
Yeah.
Then the bigger the
like
better.
Whatever. Yes.
Then bigger the better. Like then you just kind of float from you don't,
right.
But then at that point you don't have your mom going, don't untie. It's like, shut up.
Right.
I'm partying, lady.
Or it's like
I can also swim.
Or it's like you get sat next to the sleepy lady who's not even part of the family, but just gets invited.
Yeah. Or I've had that happen.
Yeah.
Or your sister has a migraine and she's boring.
Oh God, that was me.
or they get butt hurt early on. Miranda, I think I got butt hurt real quick early on, and one hated me the rest of the day. So. It's a float trip. How could you even be pissed about anything anybody says? Enjoy it.
Eat your own words then, because you get.
I still enjoy it.
Yeah, but you don't make other people enjoy it because you're a grump.
Well, I don't like when just like what? How do you not make other people enjoy it?
Because you're grumping out.
I'm not grumping out. What am I grumping out about?
You grump out. Don't even pretend.
Oh, I grump out.
There's been times where we've been on the Sugar River and you're grumping out. And it's like, oh boy, don't say the wrong thing or Drew's going to grump out on you.
We're not arguing about grumping out. Usually I'm grumping out because I'm irritated with something.
Okay. It's everyone else's fault.
Yeah, it is everyone else's fault. What's your next one? Sugar River floating. Though tailgating, Badger tailgates are awesome.
No, but you have to do from 1 to 3.
Oh shit. So tailgate, no, Sugar River tailgate and then Bachfest. Bachfest is fun, but it's also like, not as good as those other things.
Oh wait, is Bachfest last? Oh, that's last.
Yeah.
I knew that's what it was gonna be. All right. If you were a king,
hell yeah.
What is one rule that you would impose that everyone would have to follow?
If I was king, a rule I would impose that everyone would have to follow. I don't know, man. That's like pretty hard question. You know what I mean? Like it's a rule, not like a law. I guess it's a law. It's a rule. Like it's nothing. I don't know if I'd do anything political or anything like that. Like I could probably do something.
How about we say like a fun rule that like you wouldn't usually.
Oh, okay. So there would be.
Like nothing that has to make society.
No, I got you.
Okay, I don't know.
I understand it. It's just not like something I think about because it's like, what does everyone need? Like, I, How about I don't know, Tara. This is a hard question. Let's come back to that one. Do you have other ones, or is that it?
Yeah, I got one more.
Let's come back to that one. Let me contemplate it.
This one's terrible. I came up with it last minute. Okay, so you know how people have like boats and yachts and they always name them?
Yeah.
What would you name your boat or yacht?
I gotta name my boat. I gotta name my yacht.
Yeah. Or would
This
they
is a
have
dumb.
different?
You're right. This is a dumb
I
question.
know, but I
I can't, I gotta name it.
yeah.
Probably. Probably. I'd probably name it Dirty Sanchez.
Would that be your yacht or your boat? Like a little boat?
Maybe, I mean, why? The Dirty Sanchez is like a yacht for sure.
Okay. What would
It's
like your
the Dirty
little?
Sanchez.
What would your like little like a pontoon be named?
Oh, if I had a little pontoon,
Yeah, if you had a little pontoon.
it'd probably be called probably Cool Lady.
Cool lady.
Cool Lady Love. It'd be called. I don't know. This is not things I think about, so it's hard. I
Well, it
don't like to
doesn't
name
matter.
things. I know. I'm just saying. I don't ever think about naming anything, so it's kind of hard for me to come up with it. I'm not.
You
Maybe I'd call
literally
it.
give everybody nicknames. You don't like to name.
Yeah, but
things.
things I care about.
Well, nickname your
But
boat.
I don't care about boats, so I'm trying to put myself in a world where I care about my boat. Dirty Sanchez is not what I'd call it. That was a joke. I just thought it'd be fun to say something really childish like Dirty Sanchez. When's the last time you heard someone say Dirty Sanchez? Long time, right?
Yeah.
Very long time. I would name my pontoon boat Little Peter North. I don't know why.
I like
I
it.
just like
Little
just
Peter
like-
North.
and I'd call my yacht Big Peter North.
Okay.
Because mostly boats are like dick energy. Peter North is you know who Peter North is, right, Tara?
No.
Oh, Peter North is like a porn star
Oh.
who's known for having like his claim to fame, giant loads.
Oh.
Nice
okay.
hog, but his loads were the best.
That's what was the impressive part of his porn.
Yes, that it was like
That's his legacy.
that's a lot.
That's a
That's
lot
aggressive. That's a lot of what, Tara?
of semen.
I love that that is the route you went. You didn't go with any sort of. You didn't either A, say something super gross, or B, try to come up with something like cutesy. You just said it straight.
Mm-hmm.
Semen.
I mean, we are talking boats here, so.
Oh shit. Okay, I got to make a rule.
A rule.
I got to make a rule, Tara. And I want it to be like a realistic rule. I don't want it to be a sexist rule. I don't want it to be like the rule is Miranda's walking around trying to hear my rule. And I don't know about my rule. I guess my rule is this. If you're coming over, bring some beers
That you actually want to
that you like. This is my rule.
And that you're not
As
going
a
to
king,
leave.
as king, I decree, bring something that either A, you yourself would love to drink, or you know for a fact I drink.
Yes.
Don't bring some bullshit.
Yes.
They're like, oh, this is fun.
this
Or
is
like
on
I
sale.
want, or try to impress someone or something like that. Get a beer you like, or get a beer you know I like. Do
Mhm.
not bring some bullshit.
That's going to
Do
sit
not
in
bring
my
some bullshit that's
fridge.
going to sit in the back of my fridge. Miranda hates me for all the beers that sit in our fridge.
Yeah.
Eventually, I clear them out. Eventually, I'm like, I'll drink them eventually, and then I eventually just gotta toss. I've been
The
doing that for
number of
years.
yeah, when we lived together, like we
because
would
everyone
always
thinks I'm a big beer drinker, which I can be, but like, I'm also picky.
yeah.
What about it? What are you saying?
I was just saying we would always have beers in our fridge, and then we would eventually be like, well, this is old and expired. Let's get rid of it.
Yes, if you're doing that, bringing beer over, and you don't know, drink it.
Yes.
Don't bring it as like a present for me. Drink the
Um,
beer you brought. stay out of mine until yours is gone. Unless you say, hey, can I try one of your brews? Yeah. But then go back to your beer. Or if I dig it,
Leave it.
hey, do you like this beer? Not really. Hit the road. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a good rule?
I like it. I think it's a great rule.
It implies for anything too. It doesn't just have to be beer.
Yeah.
Like if you're bringing something over, bring something for like a party when you know it's that sort of vibe.
Yes.
Unless I say, don't bring anything. Please don't bring anything. We have plenty of everything. Don't bring. Sometimes I'm like, don't. The amount of booze I'm going to have.
Oh, yeah.
Food I'm going to have. I'm like, don't bring anything. Like you usually can tell.
Yes.
When you're going to a party that if you should be bringing something or not. And then like, obviously some people like, especially when we were younger and broke, some people wouldn't bring shit. That's fine.
Yeah.
Ish. I don't totally buy it.
No.
It's easy. Like a 12-pack of High Life is like $6.
Ooh, and then you love that shit.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Contribute. Don't play off like you don't need to contribute.
Right. Bring a couple of bags of chips. They can even be
Right.
like
One.
the Urge.
Don't have to be a couple.
Yeah.
Literally bring a bag of Chex Mix. It's
Yeah.
$2.99 at the gas station. Anything. Contribute. Unless when it's that sort of party, like a Super Bowl party where everyone's bringing shit, bring shit.
Yes.
Who cares if there's too much shit? It's mostly going to get eaten.
It's supposed to.
And then, but if you don't, that's fine. I actually don't care. I honestly don't. I don't care. But there's times I'm like, what's that about? Why aren't you bringing something? Why aren't you contributing?
It's like I don't care. I care, but I don't care. Like it might bother me in the moment, but then I'll be like, who the fuck cares?
Right. It's weird. It's one of those.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird when you care about something and you really don't? I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck. Though. Like even that LeBron thing, like him crying like a little baby. We care. Like it was fun to talk about, but I don't give a fuck.
No.
I also don't give a fuck.
Not at all.
It doesn't matter at all.
It was
only
it's
funny
great
because you made fun of
content,
how
but
you weren't horny.
yes. Not even a little.
You basically were like, I'm horny and now I'm not.
Right. It
All
was
these
like
tall,
this.
beautiful men shooting hoops. It's very impressive. And now it's like, it's not like Dad's mouth. We're just damp all day. Tara, people are missing the gold that don't come and listen to our podcast.
know.
They're missing absolute gold because those clips don't do it justice. They
know.
don't. They're just fun clips. I'm going to stop doing them. So maybe people will come like, I missed your clips. Like, well, go what? Maybe I'll just do
listen.
stills of us having a really good time. Ha ha. Give me a little, ha ha. Give me a little post here like it's the best time ever. I still had to make noise. I can't not. Now, like something smells. Give me a little like, oh, that's something like what I said was, oh no, like, no, that's the fakest. You're not an actress.
Oh, I
Give me,
know.
like,
I
something-
would totally have an overreaction to a smell. Have you met me?
Like, how about this? How about give me like oh, that was inappropriate, sir. Like, and I'll give it like a, well, what's what I do? Like, ain't I a stinker? And now you're like, you're sad. And I'm like, you're telling a sad story. And I was like, oh my God. No one can see this. No one can see this. 'Cause I'm not going to make this a clip. It's not a good clip. No one even knows what we're doing right now. They're
We're
like listening, like, what are these
acting.
idiots doing?
We are acting
We're acting.
with our faces.
Do you got any more you wanted to make up a hard-hitting question quick, just off the top of your nog?
You know how good
Let's see
I
what we
am
got.
at that.
Just start it out. Look around the room and do like a classic, like, oh, I am lamp. love
There's
that.
a lot of lamps.
There's a lot of lamps
There
down
are
there,
a
right?
lot of lamps down here. So
How many lamps are down there? How many lamps you see?
I see
It's a very small
4.
space.
I see 4 lamps.
That doesn't seem that much, people, but it's a lot of lamps
It's
because
a
I'm in a
lot
room.
of
There's one lamp. There's one lamp in this room.
And then I know there's
Well,
one over that I can't see, so that's 5.
Unless you count a lava lamp as a lamp, and I do. I should start putting the lava lamp
You should
behind
ride it
me
out.
here. I'd have to start it like 4 hours before the pod, but
Oh, does it take
Get
a
it
while
going.
to get rolling?
yeah. So, all right, question,
Question.
and it
If
can't be about
you-
lamps.
I got one.
Okay.
If you were like sleeping over at somebody's house and they were a
Hell
bad
yeah.
host and they only gave you one of these two things, which one would you prefer to have?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
A pillow or a blanket?
A blanket. It's not even close. I've been to sleep over at people's places so many times where they didn't give me a blanket, and it is torture.
Yes.
No matter the time of year, I'm like, I'm dying. I
Yes.
can't live. Like, I don't need a pillow. I'll figure something out. I've used a shoe as a pillow,
Right.
but to not have a blanket is criminal.
It is.
Like not having a pillow sucks, but
I feel like haunted by this one time that happened to me. I was at somebody's house. I didn't know anyone there except my friend that I was with. And they had the AC blast in. I had like no blanket. I was like basically like trying to cover up with an area rug because that's all I had. And
who was
I was
it?
also so
Who was it?
I was with Emily.
Is that her house?
It wasn't at her house. We were at someone else's house. And I was so hungover too. Like I was.
Oh, you were older.
Yes.
You were older.
Yes.
Okay.
I was probably 19 or 20. And we
Yeah,
had gotten
plenty of times when I
yeah.
was drunk, where I was like, what is this? That's a little different. But I had when I was like younger in like high school and like middle school and shit.
No, I always
Piper was the worst. Staying at Piper's house was the worst. Never had a blanket. And then he'd also like listen to music loud. Like System of a Down. Like while I'm trying to sleep. I'm like, this is hell. Why am I not just going home? I should get up and go home.
All right.
It was taking me like 5 minutes to get home.
Oh my gosh, this is kind of off topic, but there was this song that they played last night that I think you would have really enjoyed. Cut my life into pieces.
Ooh, was it cool when they did it?
So good. It was so
Were people
fun.
into it?
Yes.
I mean, it's a great song.
So fun.
About suicide. But
Yeah.
whatever. It's a great song. It's a banger.
It was
is
a
a banger.
And we were
For a
all
song
like,
being about
yeah.
For a song about suicide, it is a full-on banger. It's just about suicide, right?
I don't know. Suffocation, no breathing, don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding.
Or is it just about depression? Hold on, look it up.
This is my
Papa
last
Roach.
resort.
Last resort.
Because
lyrics.
those are like the only lyrics I actually know is the chorus. But they were all such good musicians and it was so fun.
That it was cool. Cut
Yeah.
my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Does it kick in with them just
Yeah,
singing it? I
cut
don't know how
my
it's
life
rapping it.
into pieces.
Into pieces. This is my last resort. Classification. No breathing. Don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding. This is my last resort. Cut my life into pieces. I've reached my last resort. Suffocation. They just keep saying it.
Yeah.
What? Don't. Would I be wrong? Or would it be right? Would it be wrong? Would it be right? If I took my life chance. Yes. It's
Okay,
fine.
yeah.
It's literally like chances are that it's not even a little bit vague.
No.
It is. It. The next line is: would it be wrong? Would it be right? If I took my life tonight, chances are that I might. Mutilation out of sight, and I'm contemplating
Jesus.
Suicide. So the answer to my question is: it song about suicide? Is yes. And how did we not just know that? We've heard that song 1,000 times. It's because the chorus is such a banger.
It's such a banger.
That it's like it's crazy that was an insanely popular song.
Do you remember? I think it was like Easter. We recorded ourselves singing that song.
And we posted it
And
on
we
like
posted
Facebook.
it, but like it was upside down. So then we took it down. Oh, I would love to see that.
Yeah, what was that for? We did it as like a bit.
Yeah, and it was hilarious.
We sang it, right?
Yeah.
We were singing it
Together.
right? Or did we lip sync it?
No, we sang it.
And what was it for?
For fun. On
We thought it was
Easter.
fun. How's a song about suicide so popular? No one was it's like no one when they mostly listen to that were like, yeah, suicide.
No.
It was more like, yeah, this is a fucking
Yeah,
jam.
it just is like such a good like rocking tune.
Right?
Papa Roach, right?
Can't go on. The last 3 lines are can't go on living this way. Nothing's all right. So I think they do kill themselves.
Oh,
Too
boy.
bad. Love that song. All right. Real quick, I'm gonna do one last thing here, and then you'll do a grievance.
Okay.
It's something new and exciting. Or wait, that was everything, right? That you had.
Yeah, I really don't. My grievances we kind of already talked about.
All right. So I just tried just to see, like, because it's fun. I just typed into Google new study,
Oh,
and I'm gonna read the headlines, and you're gonna pick one for
okay.
us to figure out, read about real quick. Okay, ready?
Mhm.
Vitamin D's impact on health. New study suggests body weight matters. 20 Pennsylvania hospitals among America's best. New study shows. Looking for love online. New study shows mixed experiences.
Duh.
The moon has a hidden tide that pulls on Earth's magnetosphere. New study reveals. New study alarms. Ultra processed foods linked to increased risk of cancer and death. Bummer.
Don't want to listen to that.
Are you an intermittent faster? If so, binge eating could be in your future. New studies suggest. I think that's pretty obvious,
Yep.
honestly. Racial disparities can affect brain development in Black children. New study finds. This might not be a fun game.
No, I'm like,
New study
oh.
shows mortality rates rising for young adults in Wisconsin.
Ooh, I live
What's
there
that
now. Let's do that one. I live there now.
Hold on. Let me read the next one.
Okay.
New study, walking teabag style for a few minutes a day could have important public health benefits. What?
Teabag is I know what this is. It's like a character from something.
It's from Monty Python.
Yeah.
Where you walk like
kind of like the creep.
Like almost like you're shuffling and your legs kind of like kick forward.
Isn't it like the creep?
Do you want to so what you want? Do you want that one?
I kind of wanted the Wisconsin one since I live
All right,
there.
that's fine. That's fine.
And I'm young.
Wait, there's one more. New study indicates nail dryers could increase skin cancer risk. It's the things where you put your hands in. It's got like the
yeah,
lights
that makes sense because it's UV
Yeah, no shit.
rays.
These are all obvious to me.
Yeah.
But let's see why mortality rate is rising.
Probably because of
young
drinking
adults.
would be my guess.
Absolutely. The first picture I see, it looks like it's State Street
Oh.
downtown is what the picture I'm seeing is. Wisconsin death rates for young adults in Wisconsin are rising, even as the same rates for Wisconsinites above 65 are going down. Compared to mortality rates in 2001 and those in 2021, finding that the death rates for Wisconsinites between the age of 25 and 40 have gone up significantly. The rate jumped for most Wisconsinites in their early 30s with a 137% increase. So that's like doubled. That's over double.
Yeah. Why?
Let's see here if I can. I'm not going to read the whole thing. See if I can
Sure.
scan it here
Cliff's
real quick
notes
and figure
for
it
us?
out. No. Researchers attribute the rise in early deaths largely to COVID-19 pandemic and opioid epidemic. I don't buy the COVID-19. Not a lot of people that age group were dying from COVID. Honestly,
Maybe they're having long effects.
Opioid makes sense.
Opioid,
What you're saying,
100%.
drinking makes sense as well. Binge drinking. And it's also been over the course of 20 years. So why would COVID
Have that much of an impact already?
Yeah, exactly. And it says overdose. To me, it sounds like overdose deaths.
Yes.
Is what it really is.
Which
throwing the COVID in there is bad journalism, in my opinion. It's just gonna make all the COVID deniers fucking be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Right.
I don't think that's what it is. I think it's definitely the opioids.
Yeah.
So the world. That's basically the world, or the U.S. at this point.
Yeah.
Also, hold on. In 2021, and apparently homicide is up in Black communities.
That makes me sad.
And overdoses, honestly. So it's actually, and that all makes sense because of obviously
the world,
poverty, and things of that nature. So economic, bullshit. Not because they are. Not because they're Black, I'll tell you that much right now. Anyway, So yeah, there we are. That
was a
is
bummer.
not the one I would have picked if I were you, but it's an interesting thing to learn about. I think the other thing was a little more
Up our alley.
I was a little confused why you said want to know why people were dying more. In what planet did you think that wasn't going to be fucking depressing?
Oh my god. I just want to know how I'm going to die, pretty much. Because whatever they said, I was probably like, that's me. It's going to be me.
Basically, it sounds like the teabag walking style. The
Yeah.
reason it's
Good for you.
good for you is because you're working your muscles weird. So it's almost like you're working out.
Oh, okay.
Like you're like moving basically you're not moving in a natural movement. So you're doing like almost like body weight workout.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I brought in something. It was a total failure.
Okay.
I brought in a failure of a bit, and I will come back with something new next week. I just thought it could be fun to maybe find some interesting things to talk about that we could be like, what the fuck? But mini drivers have the highest IQ. New study reveals.
Mini what?
Is that interesting? Mini drivers, like Mini Coopers.
Oh, they have a
British study claims drivers of Mini Coopers have bigger IQs than everyone else in the world.
Oh, well, you know.
I mean, how big of an IQ do you have if you say you have bigger IQs? Is that even a thing? That's not even how you have a bigger IQ. Bigger?
Uncle Jimmy has a mini. I'm sure
he's the smartest motherfucker
it.
in town. We'll have to let him know.
Yeah. He'll be like, I know.
This might be a joke.
Hey, what do you think?
I think it's a joke.
Oh, the Mini Cooper
I think it's
thing?
like almost like a
onion thing.
Well, no, because it's on Forbes.
Mm. Drew, how many clips of ours do you think that I'm taking a drink out of a dew?
Too many. I try not to put it in there. Sometimes I put it in just for fun. I will just clip one in where you're actually drinking.
Me doing the dew.
Moment. Yeah, I should do. I was thinking about doing a montage of us just to show how smart we are. Of us, of every time one of us says like for an entire episode. Yeah, but it could be fun just every time you take a sip of a dew. Like, look how much she loves her.
That would probably be better because if you do the like thing, then people will fixate on it. Because I know I will. Because I did for a little bit and then I stopped. Obviously,
it's funny though. You do say it a lot.
You do too.
Not even close to as much, I promise you. I edit every video. It's like like. So, Tara, what's your grievance?
I already pretty much said it.
Tara wants us to have a shorter episode this week because she wants to pack. She doesn't care about the podcast as much as we do, guys.
I'm gonna bring a new. Well, I'm gonna try to bring a new segment next week.
We have to attack the Kelseys this week because it is the Super Bowl week. We have to come up with something. I put up a very short video last week about farts and nobody cares about our stuff.
No one cares about us.
Kelsey brothers. I'm so fucking. I don't know what to do. They're number one, Tara.
I know.
Their lives are better than ours. They have better lives than us. It's not even on par.
I know. It's like they don't even. Like, they wouldn't even bring us in to be their Rocky Balboa because we're even lower than Rocky Balboa.
We're lower than Balboa.
We're lower than Balboa.
It'd be like if they brought in the guy that Rocky knocked out in the first scene of the movie. And that's who we are.
And they're like, our stock is going to crumble if we even try to bring these two on because they ain't got shit.
Yeah, we are.
They're not.
So low.
They're not that funny. They're not that good looking.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Funny and good looking. No, we're funny and good looking. We're funny and good looking. They just aren't. We aren't known.
We're not known.
There's no reason to ever even like. They have never even seen those clips. I tag them in those clips. Those clips don't get to them.
No.
Or they do, and they're like, these two are losers.
They
Is that what they're doing? Are they watching the clips and going, who are these fucking losers?
Yeah, they're trying to get
I'm in the Super Bowl against my brother in this fucking brother-sister duo.
Yeah. And they're like, we're something big. These two are not, and we're not even going to waste our time.
Here's what I will say. We were podcasting first.
We were.
They're riding our coattails, our sibling coattails. How about that? Tara, I've been listening to Oh Yeah Dude a lot lately because I was 60 some episodes behind.
Yeah.
So I've been binging it, and it's the best decision I ever made. They're the fucking best. They're the best. They're the best.
I need to start listening to
and
them
the reason I said
again.
that is because they're like OG podcasters. They were doing it before everybody. 2006 they started their podcast. 2006. I thought about starting a podcast in like 2007 because of them, and I waited 15 years like a moron.
Yeah.
Tara, we could be super established. Why didn't we do it before?
Well, it's not our strong point to be.
You can't get mad at yourself for not doing something in the past. We got to move forward.
Yes.
And someday we can be like the Kelseys who just started their podcast in October. I bet you I'm so far behind. I bet you when we get to that, they'll be talking about it because they love to be like, what the fuck? This new number one podcast.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's a fine podcast. Should it be the number one podcast in the world on Apple Music? No. Am I wrong?
I don't think so, but maybe we just don't have the finger on the pulse of the world, and we just don't know what's cool and what's not cool, and what's
no,
fun
Tara.
and
We are tastemakers. That's the thing is, I'm never gonna want. I don't like to do what other people do because then you never become the thing. If you're always doing what other people do, that's boring.
Maybe
we are the tastemakers. We are like Wonka. We are the tastemakers.
Maybe when I like get out and I live on my own again, it'll spark something. People will see that I'm not just a loser living in my parents' house, and they'll want to tune
They
in.
don't know where the fuck you live.
I've said it a million times.
But that's not keeping people from coming to the pod. They don't know that. They're not even coming to find that out. I think they would actually enjoy that about it. People like that refreshingness. People put so much real shit out there. I was actually, Tara, I actually do want to put full episodes out. So we need to figure your camera situation out because I want us to put us fully on YouTube because people like that and they want to watch it. And I actually think we're more charming when you get to watch us in full. Because right now I clip it together and it feels, it's fun. That's just so it's a fun clip. But to see us but you'll have to be more conscious of your sipping and your fucking everything.
I know.
You just got to be like, I'm on TV right now. Think that way.
You're right.
You'll have to think that way.
I'll try much harder.
We have emails. Shit. Hold on. Let me do our quick emails. There's only 2 and they're short.
We're good.
Well, I only know what one. Mom responded with cookie. It just says cookies. Best one, s'mores. Love them. I tried to replicate them and they sucked. I'll stick to cutouts and snickerdoodles.
Mm-hmm.
I know she likes the s'mores. I don't know if she's ever tried anything other than the s'mores.
She hasn't. She goes, yes, I have. I'm like, no, you haven't.
She hasn't.
She's like, well, that's because you guys always eat them and they're gone.
They
I'm like,
sit for
no.
days.
No.
They sit for days. She's a liar. You're a liar, Jeannie. You kicked Tara out of the house. You don't love Miranda. You don't love Tara.
Oh, man. She's going to be mad.
Why? That's stupid. Well, I don't understand why any of you ever get irritated and hold on to anything that's said in the podcast. It's a podcast. It's for entertainment purposes.
Entertainment content.
Miranda Garowitz. Accents aren't your thing is the title. Dearest podcasters, I was obsessed with The Price is Right when I was younger, so that's the game show from my childhood I want to be on. That's a wonderful answer. It's probably a very popular answer, but she also didn't grow up on Nickelodeon game shows. She didn't even know what Nickelodeon Gas was, which I think they should bring back because I think it would be very popular. Where it was, if you guys don't know, Nickelodeon Gas was Nickelodeon Games and Sports Network, and it just played the 90s and 80s game shows.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. It was 24 hours and we just leave it on all night and just hang out with our buddies. It was the best. Drew, your accent's not a turn on. Oh, dried up valley there. It sounds like dried up valley. The dinosaurs are going to have to move to the next valley. But I do like your new photo on Spotify. I did put I put a picture of me and you for the cover of our new video. It's like us pretend it's one of our pictures. Look us up on Spotify and look. It's not the same everywhere. Tara, happy moving day tomorrow.
Thank you.
Because the Super Bowl is next weekend. Top 3 favorite things about the Super Bowl. Excellent. We didn't do any Super Bowl.
Oh my God, we are
what the fuck,
idiots.
We didn't do any Super Bowl. We got to do quick Super Bowl stuff, and then we'll get you out of here.
We literally talk zero football.
Well, it's because there wasn't any games this weekend.
Okay.
Nothing's happened. That week between the NFC Championship or the championship games and the Super Bowl, nothing happens that week. They don't even, like, media week is next week, leading up to it. So
Well, was the Pro Bowl this week or whatever?
Pro Bowl's going on today, and they're doing like flag football.
Oh,
But
okay.
I don't give
Boring.
a fuck about any of that.
I know.
Who cares if it was the Pro Bowl?
I
Who
know.
gives a fuck?
I know.
What are you talking about?
I know.
Gives a shit about the Pro Bowl.
Okay.
What the fuck are you talking about? Nobody fucking cares about. They tried. They did a bunch of bullshit, but nobody gives a fuck, Tara.
Sorry.
Take it back.
Taking it back.
Take it back that you mentioned the Pro Bowl. I want to hear you say.
I take it back.
No, say I take it back that I mentioned the
I take
Pro Bowl.
I take
I
it back
apologize.
that I mentioned the Pro Bowl, and I apologize. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I didn't know.
On to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Super Bowl predictions, really quick. And then, let's do our 3 favorite things about the Super Bowl. 3 favorite things about the Super Bowl. Miranda gave us 3
Like
favorite things about the Super Bowl.
the actual game, or
3 favorite things about the Super Bowl. Answer how you like.
like
You have as much information as I
Okay.
have.
I really like
How about this,
the
Tara?
food.
We have to agree on our top 3.
Okay.
Our top 3 combined.
Okay.
That's
okay.
fun.
Yep. Let's do it.
Right?
Yep. The food.
Like, we'll have to be like, cool. So, obviously,
like when Tim
I
used
like-
to smoke the meats and
j-
all the meats. Food. The food.
how about food?
That's what I said, and then you didn't
Like,
react.
I didn't hear it because
Oh.
I was talking over you. I do that a lot. The food is, like, it's not all created equal, but most of the time we've been pretty lucky with Super Bowl food,
Yeah.
especially back in the day. That was a good example of things when people would bring stuff and then someone wouldn't bring stuff. They're pieces of shit.
But we don't care.
I don't really
But
care.
we don't care.
We actually don't care. I don't give a fuck. There was always so much food where it was like,
I
oh
know.
my God, what are we doing? Is food too vague?
I don't think so, because
I think it's the fact that it's just
important.
I think it's the amount
Yes.
of food.
The spread.
co-
Maybe the
The
spread.
spread. Yes, the
spread.
spread. Boom. You found it.
Yes.
The spread. Let's put that on there. That's on the list. Let's not rank it just
Okay.
yet. What else you like about the Super Bowl? The game?
Yeah.
Do you like the game?
Yes.
Okay. Do you like, so let's put that. So you got the spread, you got the game. Pretty vague. We might have to fix that. What about halftime?
No.
Yeah,
It
I think
always
it's usually terrible.
underwhelms.
Except for when Beyonce.
Except when Beyonce.
Except
does
for when
it.
it was Beyonce. So I think Rihanna might
She might be good.
be able to pop. But you're right. Halftime
You
usually
know what,
not that
Drew?
good.
I'm gonna change my mind. Well, because when Shakira and J Lo, they were freaking amazing.
That was fun.
Too. So maybe like
So right now,
female-
so I guess we've
Well-
only named 3 things. So right now it's in our top 3.
Okay.
Right now it's in our top 3. We can kick it out. Commercials.
No, definitely not.
Don't give a fuck about the
They're
commercials.
terrible. They
I'm
used
going.
to
I'm
be
going.
good,
We're
or maybe
going.
they
We're going to
weren't.
the Garowitzes. We're going to the Garowitzes for the Super Bowl this year. And if I get shushed for a commercial, karate chops are coming out. If I get shushed for a commercial, karate chops are coming out. I don't give a fuck about the commercials. They all suck.
They're so
And nowadays they release them like a week early on the internet. They're not even surprising.
bad. No.
What's your take on the commercials? You've
So
been shushed by the Garowitzes.
I was, and I was like, oh boy, we're not in Kansas anymore. This is different. This is different. But no, I think as a kid I thought they were good, and maybe they were, or maybe they sucked, and I just had a
Some of them
littler.
probably
Maybe I
were.
just had a littler brain. But like,
Over the course of 30 plus years of watching the Super, we probably have seen that we can remember about 30. We'll say 30 times.
yeah,
We really remember commercials from the Super Bowl.
yeah,
I probably really actually liked 10 out of 30 years of commercials.
yes, definitely. So yeah, not a commercial girl.
So they're not on our. It's not on our
Not
list.
on our
What else we got?
list.
The camaraderie, the group hang,
Ooh,
which can be distracting during a Super Bowl.
yes.
So I don't know that I want it
Because-
on my list because it distracts me from the game, and I like the game.
If it's the right size group, it works, and they have to all kind of be down. Because think about this: when we would go over to Tim's, great
Yeah.
food, not great sports fans.
Super Bowl,
Not-
yeah, mostly not
no
sports fans.
So,
So I like the years that we actually got to there was years that there was a snowstorm, so we didn't go do it, and we were like, this was
Yes.
so great, just hanging out and watching the Super Bowl.
but then that year that Seth and Mel came over, and it was the last time the Eagles played, and they are from Delaware, so they're Philly fans. And that was like a really great hang. There was just a couple of us watching the game, had a great spread, enjoyed each other's company, laughed, but also watched the
I wasn't in a
game.
great mood that day, so I don't agree.
Oh.
But whatever. I broke up with my girlfriend a week later,
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
and part of it that night it kicked into gear. So I don't agree at all.
Oh, okay.
And actually, my current girlfriend was dating somebody else at the time, so I don't like to think about that Super Bowl. That Super Bowl sucked, Tara.
I thought it was
That
fun.
Super Bowl sucked. That Super Bowl
Okay.
fucking sucked.
It was
Who
terrible.
won that game? Well, who won that game?
The-
what was the Super Bowl?
The Phillies won.
Phillies?
The Eagles won.
It was that one?
It was the Eagles.
I didn't even remember which one it was. I didn't even
because
remember.
Mel and Seth were all excited. Maybe it was
Oh,
just
that's
I was
right,
happy to
that's
see Mel. I hadn't seen her. First time I met
Yeah, I
Seth.
thought it was fine, Super Bowl. There was like, we had weird random people that night that came in. That was a weird Super Bowl. There was like that girl that worked at the coffee shop that I invited, and she came with her boyfriend, and they were weird. That was a weird Super Bowl. You're crazy.
I don't remember
You were just happy
that
to see Mel.
part. Yeah.
Yeah. I had like randoms there. It was a weird Super Bowl. I think Natalie came. It was a weird Super Bowl.
I think Serene was there for a little while laying on the couch.
Yes.
And I'm like, lady,
Yes, that's what
there's
it was.
other
That's what-
people that are here.
Yeah.
You're
What
laying
you're
on our
talking about.
couch.
That was a bizarre. Tara, you're misremembering. That's you just sold. That was a terrible. None of those were real sportsy fans. Like, you got to have the sports fans at the Super Bowl. That's the key. Is people that like football to be at the Super. That's actually what's important. Is that have football fans.
Yeah.
Because people that don't like football at a Super Party, it sucks. It's not fun. They're annoying.
And they're like, sports ball. Okay.
Yeah, get out of my face. So, anything else about the Super Bowl you like?
Are we not? Is camaraderie not on it then?
Good, the right camaraderie,
Okay.
but it's a little too. So maybe right now that and the halftime are battling for the third spot
Okay.
because they both are dependent on
Who it is.
who's involved.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I like? Here's what I like. I think those two are both out. I think the game is great. I think the spread is great. I think the show that debuts after the Super Bowl is one of my favorite things. Like, what's the new show we get to watch
Yeah.
after the Super Bowl together? So we can all, like, that's why it was fun actually to have it with all those non-sports fans, because then something like The Voice would come on and we'd all kind of judge it. Like, what is this dumb shit?
Yeah.
Like, that was always fun. So I think that might be my favorite thing about the Super Bowl.
I
Is
think
to get to see the show that airs after, like the thing they pimp out because of the Super Bowl.
I like that. I remember one year it was like the Queen Latifah show, and I was like, I liked
Mhm.
that. I'm gonna watch it, and then I didn't.
Yeah. And there's The Voice one year. It's always something. It's not always something, but it should always be something. Like after the Super Bowl. Depends on the channel, because like sometimes like the Jimmy Kimmel would be on right after the Super Bowl if it was on ABC, because it was like their thing. They do have like the Super Bowl. Someone would fly there and
Mm-hmm.
basically be on the show type of thing. Anything else for you? And to get that list locked in?
Oh, I really want to think of something else. Game, camaraderie, the spread.
The beveraging?
Is that part of the spread?
It's also not that big of a deal to
No.
me. I don't really try to get drunk for
No.
the Super Bowl.
Because one thing we could say isn't great about it, that
What?
it's on a Sunday, so you can't really get too wild.
Yes,
and
why
crazy.
is it on a Sunday?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it still on a Sunday to this day? I don't understand it.
So it's like, all right, well, looks like
Move
we're-
it to Saturday. Who cares? No one is gonna be like, no, the tradition is Sunday. Literally everyone in the world will go, this is awesome.
Yes.
It's Saturday now.
So now we can like,
Because most people don't work on Sundays.
Yes.
Obviously, a lot of people in the industries do.
which
But like,
fine,
move it.
move it,
Yeah, who cares? They're going to be working at it. It's going to
Yeah,
be
and
the
they-
same for Monday. for them.
right?
So move it to Saturday for good. No, there's not going to be any. No one's going to go like, but the tradition of Sunday, like no one. Super Bowl Sunday. Guess what? Super Bowl Saturday
Sounds
still
great.
has that
Sounds
sick
great.
alliteration.
Mm-hmm.
Dummies.
Sounds great.
I like the Roman numerals.
I don't.
I like the Roman numerals.
I don't want to put that on mine because
I just like it. I like that I don't know what it
I
is
know.
anymore.
I don't
I
either.
don't know
That's
what
why I don't like
when they
it.
show it, I'm like, I guess that's 50. I don't know what Super Bowl number. Once it got past like 33, no idea. Everyone knows XXX was 30,
Yeah.
right? After that, nobody knows. I love that I have no clue what year the Super Bowl this is.
But you just
I
love
think that's
the
very
way
funny.
it looks.
These idiots are so stupid. They're like, here's a Roman numeral that nobody knows. Stop it, you morons. What are we talking
We're
about?
dummies.
I love that they're sticking with it.
Yeah, got it.
Like, nobody knows what Super Bowl number this is because nobody knows what Roman numeral that is.
It's like one day a year, everyone like looks it up. What's the Roman numeral XV11 or whatever?
Do you want to know what I do?
What?
Do you want to know what I do? I go, oh, the last Super Bowl the Cowboys won was Super Bowl 30, 1995. 1995, yeah, right? Now I'm questioning myself. Yeah, the Cowboys won Super Bowl 30 in 1995. So then I go, so that was Super Bowl 30, and this year is, I just add to that.
That's funny.
Is what I usually do. So 1995 was Super Bowl 30, meaning this would be not 33. I guess it happened in 96, but the season was 1995. So this season was
Googling sounds much more easier.
2022. But I know, say I don't have Google at the moment. Like I want to try, like I still don't know what Super Bowl it is this year.
Oh God.
It's 30. It's 60 minus 3. It's Super Bowl 57. Pretty sure in that range.
Well,
I'm gonna Google it. See if I was right. It's 56.
oh, dummy.
Oh shit. Oh no, that was last year's.
Oh.
That was last year's was 56.
All right, then you
So
nailed
it is 50 Super Bowl 57.
Then you nailed
Now
it.
you know, Tara.
Now I know.
And it's LV. It's gonna be LVII.
LVII.
LVII. So what's our answer? Quick answer. You wanted to go short today, huh?
Anther.
What's our answer?
Anther.
So is it just gonna be the spread is number 1?
Yeah.
The game is 2?
Yeah.
What's our third? What's third?
I think it's the show that debuts.
The show that debuts after, right?
Yeah.
That's our favorite.
Fun.
The show that debuts after the Super Bowl is our third favorite thing about the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Love it.
Because like you said, the
it.
two other things are just dependent. So this is just like a little sneak peek.
The only other thing I think I may like is when squares / gambling. Everyone that doesn't care about the Super Bowl still for some reason gambles on the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Like it's kind of fun. I never ever win.
No.
I think I've ever won, but it's kind of fun because the dickhead that doesn't care is always the one that wins.
Yeah, my
It's
mom always does squares, but she pays for everyone's squares, and it's just an excuse
it's
for
not
her
really
to
squares.
give somebody
It's just
money.
like, hey, who do I get to give $20
Who gets
to?
money?
Who am I going to give $20 to in my family?
Yeah.
She's a nut. Let's do a quick Super Bowl prediction, Tara.
Okay.
Since you can change your. I'm sticking with KC because that's who I've been riding with for the playoffs. I think I was picking them earlier in the year as well.
I'm gonna stick with,
but I'm sticking with KC.
Philly, the Eagles.
So I pick KC. You pick the Eagles. Who's the MVP of the game?
Jalen Hurts.
I'm just gonna say it because because guess what? Their lives ain't gonna get any worse. Travis Kelce is the Super Bowl MVP because of course he is.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the MVP of my you know what? If Miranda's parents think the dip I make is delicious, that's a win for me.
Oh, what are you making?
Well, they really like the chocolate chip cookie dough dip.
Oh.
So I'm making that again.
Okay.
And Miranda's going to make a banana cream pie.
Yum.
So that'll be my win. That'll be my win as Kelsey is crowned MVP.
Just another notch on their belt.
That's my guess. Tara?
Yeah.
Have a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday. By the way, this is Sunday for you guys listening.
Oh, yeah.
We normally record on Monday. This is Sunday night.
Because I'm moving tomorrow. I don't know if you've heard.
Tara's moving on Monday. Have a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Melon fights.